It would be kind of nice to be able to like finish a thought without being constantly interrupted, so we could actually like get through these conversations in a single episode.
No, I mean, that's kind of the problem. Is you have to carry on a pseudo coherent sentence and conversation while still having someone play the game. So
So what was I? What were we talking about?
Well, you were defending the prequels in the sense of time.
Yeah, like.
Well, no. I want to make this clear. I'm not defending the prequels.
No,
the originals.
I'm saying you were
talking about the originals.
The fact that they kept the amount of time.
And I'm saying that even the prequels kept that. Right. I was talking about how
you crashed in
face tank.
I was talking about how the original Star Wars movies made the passage of time ambiguous with the use of like cuts and stuff like that. And I was talking about in the original, travel scene on the Millennium Falcon. We don't know if that trip takes minutes or hours or if it takes days or weeks because the movie cuts and does not explicitly tell us how long that trip takes. And that holds true in all of the original Star Wars movies and even in the prequels. When someone hyper jumps away to go somewhere, those movies would always cut to some other event that's happening somewhere else and then pick up with them later. And so it's left up to the viewer's imagination how long that trip takes.
Yes.
Like you see that in Attack of the Clones when Obi-Wan goes to the planet where they're making the clones, and then he has his battle with Jango Fett or whatever the heck his name is, and then they cut to other stuff happening, and then they cut back. I'm pretty sure that was how it happened. I don't know. Maybe it's been a while since I've watched the prequels.
It's been a while for me too,
but stuff like that, right? But now in The Force Awakens and in Rogue One in particular. The Force Awakens was still a little bit ambiguous up until that final scene with the Starkiller base firing the laser that then apparently travels. I don't know if it's a different star system or if they built a friggin' planet-sized base in the same star system as the Republic capital, and nobody knows.
If that's the case, then I hate it even more because this thing had to have taken years. It didn't happen in the span of a week or something. So you're telling me that regardless, whether it's in the same system or a different system or fucking anywhere,
it's broken either way.
At no point did the controlling government of the galaxy, because at this point the Republic or whatever it is controls everything.
Right.
They are the legitimate power. They never noticed all this resource and manpower and everything going and changing this planet into a weapon.
Right, because if that is happening in another star system or out in interstellar space or whatever, well, which it's not, because they eat the star to power the thing. But
yeah, exactly.
If it's happening in another star system, which is a super weapon in and of itself, you don't need a giant planet-killing laser if you can eat a friggin' star.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it takes a little longer, but it'll still get the job done. But yeah, if it's in another star system and they fire a frickin' laser beam, that should take years.
Yeah.
To get to its target.
Not fire, let's watch it over the course of the next few minutes.
And it's not even a hyperspace speed of light or faster than light laser kind of thing, because the characters watch it get fired.
You literally watch it fly.
It's traveling slower than the speed of light because we can watch it move across the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
But whatever, I mean, I'm willing to dismiss little things like that as that's just movie making. But when we get to Rogue One, we are seeing instantaneous traveling communication happening in real time. When they get to the rainy planet to rescue What's-Her-Name's dad, and they get shot down, the Rebel base immediately gets the distress signal, and they immediately send backup. This isn't a cut, and maybe it happens hours later.
Yeah.
We see it in real time. And then the same thing happens when they attack the record-keeping facility at...
there goes Luke. Luke's going down.
Is it Scarif?
Something like that. I think that may be it.
They send the distress signal, and the Rebel fleet just diverts itself from wherever the heck it's doing, because apparently whatever it was doing was too important to send them to, potentially stop the Empire from building a planet-killing death weapon, but not so important that they can't divert them with a phone call, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And we see that happen in real time, right? There's no cut that implies that, maybe they're hunkering down and holding out for hours while the fleet comes in. No, it's moments. And to me, that breaks the Star Wars universe, because the Star Wars universe is very firmly rooted or firmly inspired by World War II, in terms of military tactics and aesthetics. The Imperial.
What's my toe cable button?
Imperial uniforms, probably B. Imperial uniforms are Nazi uniforms. I mean,
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
right? Like the Empire is the Nazis with, instead of building the atomic bomb, they built a Death Star.
I could see that.
They're space Nazis. I mean, everybody sees that. Everybody should be aware of that. And, but, so when you're dealing with conflict on an intergalactic scale, there's things like, you have to maintain front lines, you have to maintain supply lines. These things are important, and they're not present in the Star Wars universe anymore if you can jump across the universe like that.
How many tow cables do I have?
There is...
You have unlimited.
Well, you should only have one.
Right?
But,
yeah, exactly. You weren't exactly equipped for this mission ahead of time. They just, did it on the fly, I wonder if this will work.
The concept of a front line, right, of war, and of having a tightly controlled inner core and then a loose configuration of outer rim, lawless outer rim planets. That idea, which is a fundamental thing in the Star Wars universe, completely breaks down if you can jump entire fleets of warships from one end of the galaxy to the other instantly.
You got too far away.
You don't need communications. You don't need logistics.
Well, it's because my friendlies are hitting me.
You don't need to plan your attacks or engagements. And in fact, this would put the Empire at a significant disadvantage, right? Because the Rebels know where all the Imperial bases are.
Yeah, it's the exact opposite situation. Yeah, the Rebels now control everything.
If they can just jump wherever and terrorist bomb any Rebel or any Imperial base that they want, the Empire can't possibly defend all of that, right? And the Empire can't maintain its control because they don't know where the Rebel bases are. But the Rebels know where all their stuff is. So
except for the Death Star, which got built in secret for 20 years.
Oh, yeah, because they built it between black holes, and who wants to go look between black holes? So, at fundamental levels, the fiction surrounding the war that is in the title Star Wars, is now broken.
Yeah.
I can't suspend my disbelief for this universe, for this movie universe anymore. And it really upsets me because Disney has done a fantastic job with Marvel. I had a lot of friends, well, not a lot of friends, a few friends, who were, crying when they heard that Disney bought the rights to Star Wars because they thought Disney was going to screw it up. And I said, no, it should be fine. Disney...
George Lucas already screwed it up.
Disney, Disney can't make it any worse than it already was.
See, that's the dangerous thing, and that was my worry, too, was... It can get worse.
But the thing that was my worry. Disney was doing Disney makes good movies.
Yeah, look at the Marvel universe.
Disney movies are good.
Yeah, but Disney's not they're not sitting there finger in every pulse of Marvel though.
Real quick question: where is it said that they built the Death Star between black holes?
I think that's part of the extended universe.
Yeah, I think that came up in an extended canon thing. Okay, and I'm gonna bring that up. That's I think the biggest thing that I can't forgive A Force Awakens for. It's just the fact that all of the lovingly built over time, good stories and with the extended canon doesn't exist anymore because of Disney, and this is the thing that took its place.
Right,
and that's the hardest sale for me right there.
But the thing is, if they replaced it with something that was better, then we wouldn't be complaining.
If they had replaced it with something that's better, but they didn't.
Right, what they're doing is they're not trying to create original or interesting stories. They're just they're just rehashing the same things and then throwing in a bunch of fan service.
Right, it was sort of like
was all Rogue One was was just an excuse to throw in a bunch of classic, fan service stuff.
And that's why I call these two movies, they are just fanfic.
And Rogue One, on top of that,
you need to destroy the bombers.
I'm looking for them.
They're the bent wing guys, kind of like.
I know where they are. I know what they look like. I just.
They
marked them as Sorry, those looked like regular ties on the
core
targeting.
Conceit of Rogue One was also fundamentally flawed. The original idea for the movie was they wanted to make a grounded, realistic Star Wars
Well, they wanted to make a gritty war movie.
They wanted to make a war movie, right? But then they completely subverted that in two ways. One is they decided to make it a spy movie instead, but didn't go in the direction of a James Bond, Jason Bourne kind of thing, which they did with Captain America Winter Soldier, which is one of my favorite Marvel movies.
Well, we knew they were going to do this as soon as Edgar Wright got fired from Ant-Man, right? That any soul out of any one of the movies was going to be greatly diminished, if not destroyed.
Wow, he just juked you.
But then the second big mistake that they made was they backed off on the gritty war movie thing, and they threw in the drunk blind kung fu.
The blind kung fu
worst
guy
character.
and his drunk partner were
The drunk partner is better than kung
is
fu guy.
only there so that the Chinese government will make its citizens watch the movie, so it'll have a huge box office gross. That's the only reason that character is in the movie. And I've been called racist for saying that, and I'm not saying that it's the Chinese people. I'm saying it's the government.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm talking about the government.
That's a nationalist
This is a
thing.
known fact. Unless a Chinese actor is in a movie,
Right,
it
and
will
we
not
can-
be in China.
And we can thank the Transformers movies for this because they started the whole thing.
Damn it, Jason. I thought you were going to transition that great and be like, and we could talk more about the characters next time on The Branch. It's been 10 minutes, right? Right?
More or less, yeah.
Okay.
We can talk about the characters next on The Branch.
All right.